What's going on, everyone? Welcome on into the Ryan Ripken Show. Hey, how you doing, Zach? Hold on for a second. Time out. Time out for a second. I'm going to back it up. Hey, Zach, come here.
You're still glowing. You're
I
glowing.
am.
You're
I'm
glowing
glowing.
today.
Hey, you know what? Because it's
You're
a
just
happy
glowing.
Thursday. Yeah,
You're
happy
just
Thursday,
glowing
Zach.
today. Happy Thursday. What a time to be alive.
What a time. Well, hey, here's the thing. Happy Thursday to all of you. Welcome on to the Ryan Ripken Show. I believe it is episode 118,
We're just lying to
17.
people. We are straight up lying to people's faces with this countdown.
Episode 118 now. And we got a lot to talk about here today. But if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. The Ryan Ripken Show is live roughly around 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time here on YouTube, X, and Facebook. Zach, I got a new iPhone. I've had this phone for a little bit, and my camera had been so awful. I mean, you guys have seen it. It's been horseshit. Brad would be mad at me. Brad, don't be mad that I mess up, with the technology that he gave me. But I'm thinking of this. I heard that this iPhone camera was pretty crystal clear, Zach, right? And I finally learned how to connect this to my phone or to the computer. And I got to say, like, I know I'm not known for my great hair, but damn, dude, the quality on this puppy looks good.
It does. It looks much better than the camera we were using before. So
We're back.
back.
We're in there. Hey, as your shirt would say, let's get silly today.
Got too silly. Say yeah, I mean it's a crazy day just in general. Not even in fact, we knew this was going to happen. We knew Harbaugh obviously would be elsewhere. We all thought it would be in New York, so it wasn't expected. But it's weird. It's weird thinking. John Harbaugh, head coach of the New York Giants, the New York Football Giants.
Yeah. It's got a different ring to it, but you know what? I want to get into all of that in a second here, just personal thoughts. But the Giants got their guy. Before we get into it again, hit that like and subscribe button. We appreciate you guys. And here is the headlines for today, Zach. Just so for people that are tuning into the show, oh, wait a minute, John Harbaugh's a Giant. And, oh, wait a minute, is that a wild bro Hearn's going to join the show later on today? Stop traffic. Am I seeing that right, Zach?
Yes, you are. Ryan O'Hearn. Within the hour. Yeah, within the hour. Within the hour, I guess is technically correct. Ryan O'Hearn. Turn and burn, baby. Ryan O'Hearn.
Turn and burn.
Front of the show, front of the program, recurring guest after today. So excited for that.
So he'll be joining us at 4 to catch up, talking shop. We also, in about 10 minutes, because I texted him, I said, hey, you free? We need to talk some ball. Josh Berman of the Next Network. We'll get a graphic for Josh when we have things more planned out. But Josh Berman of the Next Network is going to join us to talk a little bit of ball here at 3:30. And then the news that we're hearing right now, Kyle Tucker could sign today. Well, a few reporters, journalists, analysts are thinking today could be the day that Kyle says, I am going to blank. So that and a whole lot more. Hit that like and subscribe button. I got to say, Zach,
he's going to sign before we get off. Kyle Tucker's going to sign before we get to the whole point of is Kyle Tucker signing today. I just feel like that. I just feel that in my bones.
In your plums. But I got to say this, a few things. First off, Kevin, great to see you again. Yeah, I appreciate the suave looks. And Barb looking hot, Ryan. Zach, see that? That's what I needed today. Okay, come closer.
This is horrendous. This is the worst thing.
Needed that.
I blame every single one of you who's hyping him up in the comments because I have to deal with it. Like, you guys just get this 2 hour of it. When the cameras go off, I still got to deal with it. So, like, you guys are just making unreal. But Ryan, I do want to say, we obviously it is a new beginning. John Harbaugh to the Giants. Ravens officially, obviously, having their meetings to interview for their new head coach. So I decided if we're having change, if it's time for the new, it's only right that I join in. So not only is it new coaching positions, it's a new hat day. New hat day, baby. We're back. The hat. People forget that this started this color. Like everyone will be like, "Oh, you have a brown hat." It did not start this color brown. So here we go. New hat day confirmed. Actually, there's a box of like 30 hats that I have now. So we'll get to the studio. Here we go.
Are you implying, Zach, that now you are this is the new hat for 2026?
We're gonna let it play. We'll see. Maybe now that I just have an abundance of them again, we might have this one lasted. I think this one literally is from right before we went to spring training. So this one has been through the ringer. But new hat day, it's official. Lock it in. Here we go. What a time. What a time.
It looks crisp. I got to say, you could wash your hat, but I understand. I got a lot of old hats myself because they build character. It helps you remind you of the story and the grind that you went through. But that hat does that's shining right through right there. Looks beautiful.
It's people don't realize that it was a black hat. Like so many comments, especially during Orioles season, would be like, "Why do you have a brown hat? Like, why do you have a brown?" And I'm like, it's not brown. It started this color. It just it has character, builds character. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, it's all about new beginnings everywhere. That's the whole point of this. It's new beginnings. What a time.
To new beginnings here. And there's new beginnings then in New York. The Giants, it's been reported, we probably haven't officially seen the contract, but everybody is saying John Harbaugh has accepted the deal to become the next Giants head coach, which then he would pick his staff. He would go in there and create what he wants to create. The deal would roughly be around $20 million a year. And there's some life. There's energy in New York for so many different reasons here. And it's really excited to see where this is going to go for John. Before I get Josh to come on here real quickly, I want to – my initial reaction, Zach, because, of course, the news happens when it's late at night and you're tired. And I was getting ready to go to bed. And as much as this has been a situation in Baltimore, right? You know, you have half a fan base that really wanted the Ravens to make a move. You had another half of the fan base that had this worry, but you felt like something still needed to change. And above all, I still am processing that the Ravens are going to have a new head coach, not because I don't think it should have happened. I honestly think this was the best thing for everybody. Like at the end of the day, I think it's going to be the best thing. But what I really like to see is the Giants wanted John. And we talk about it in the workplace, whatever you like to do, when you're trying to identify what you want to do next. Of course, you want to take opportunities as they come. Sometimes you take some shit jobs, Zach, or you're doing the dirty work and you're grinding your way to get to the top. But in this case, John has been at the top. He was one of the few that can say, I'm a head coach of a professional NFL team. You can say that. But then to do it as long as he did it, and then to have people have this stress over an underperforming or underachieving team and didn't reach those expectations. Here are the Giants that say how much we want you, we believe you, and you can be the difference maker to change our franchise around, a franchise that has been so damn important to the league for years, but they have been one of the worst teams in the NFL since Tom Coughlin and Eli Manning moved away, and they are trying to regain that footing that they were and being the true term, the New York Football Giants. So I'm just happy John is going to a place that truly wants him, and John truly wants to prove the Giants right. And tomorrow we're going to have Ian O'Connor on The Athletic, talk about it. He had a pulse on this entire story. So we'll talk about that with him and a whole lot more. So if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Zach, any thoughts before we bring on should I call him JB? Is that a nickname we should roll with him? No.
Has Josh ever gone by JB? Is that like something you just made up on the spot, or was that like talked about previously?
I don't know. We'll ask him here. Well, guys, joining us from the Next Network, you see him on all social media, TikTok, Instagram, and he is on X. You sometimes see him with a large, oversized tick pick hat. But let's bring on the Next Network's Josh Berman. Hey, JB.
What's up? You're not the first. Occasionally I've heard it. I have a couple people that have called me that over the years.
You know.
So Zach, I think we got to come up with a nickname for him.
You keep trying to say JB, like even when you're not trying
Yeah,
to.
well, I mean, yeah, it's not bad.
JBZ? We're going to go with maybe one of those?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I got some things to work on here. Just like Josh.
The nicknames.
We're going to nicknames?
That's what JB would be.
That is what it would be.
Yeah. Hey, all right. Hey, JBZ. Let's get into this then. Give me your first initial reaction. I saw you had a post out last night. For those that missed it, though, I'm with you on the sentiment. This honestly really could be win-win for all parties involved, with Harbaugh going to the Giants and for the Ravens, who they're going to get next.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the right move for them. It's the right move for the Ravens. Now, let's not kid ourselves, though. The Giants for the last 10 years have been a battle between them and the other team in shares of stadium for the worst team in the league if you combine everything over the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? A lot of work to do. But the thing about Harbaugh is I think at this point in his career, I don't think he is the guy that can win you a Super Bowl. I don't think he's that anymore. I think that in that part has passed him by. But I do think that he is the perfect guy to establish a culture, to turn things around when you've done pretty much nothing but lose for 10 years. And you now have a guy that knows how to win and change the mentality for an entire organization. I think he might be the best coach in the league for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I like him. Jackson Dart showed a lot of promise. I think they can build that. I think Monken's going to do a good job with him. And you're going to get Malik Neighbors back. People forget how good he is. I mean, when he comes back, that'll be great. Scatterbu's good. But the offensive line is very much a mess over there. They got to figure that out. They have Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, Abdul Carter. That pass rush is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
But secondary is like there's a reason why the Giants have been bad. There isn't enough talent there yet. But I like the move so they can get that ball rolling. I like everything that it signifies for them. They just have to, go out and prove it.
Yeah, I mean, I think what I'm happy about for John, again, you want to feel valued, Giants value him. Also, the expectation, I was talking just before the show, and the conversation came about, shout out Ken, and he said, what are the expectations going to be for John Harbaugh and the Giants, right? Right now, it's going to be, can you turn this team around to get them to the playoffs?
Right.
Expectations lower on that. But you know what the expectation is going to be for the next coach that comes to Baltimore? Will you win us a Super Bowl? So for a lot of reasons, this move is, it resets so much. It brings a belief and culture back. But for John, like, you're playing with house money, and literally you're playing with a lot of money. Where's my glasses? Hey, Josh, you're probably too young. You never watched Austin Powers, did you?
I'm not a huge movie guy. There's a whole bunch of movies. One of them.
Thank you.
Okay.
Because
don't let him bully you.
I would like.
You don't need to give in to him, Josh. He's going to always quote Austin Powers. You don't have to give in to it.
Yeah, but no, that's true. Though I just heard that Austin Powers is a movie that I would really like in particular.
So Dr. Evil, about the word million. Well, apparently John Harbaugh is going to have 20 million
per year.
Yeah.
Per year, roughly, right? So anyway, with it, like everything just is moving in that direction. We'll get to the coordinator part here in just a second, but Zach, why don't we play the clip from Pat McAfee show? Adam Schefter was on explaining a little bit more about how these details went down. So why don't we play that clip, and then we're going to continue this conversation on the other side.
Last night, it was made official at 11:50 p.m. Eastern Time. John Harbaugh officially named the New York Giants football coach.
Yeah, Harbs.
Congratulations to Harbaugh. Congratulations to the New York Giants. Allegedly through his entire interview yesterday, whenever he was boots on the ground up there in New Jersey for the New York Giants, he didn't answer his phone one time. He didn't look at his phone, although he did get in a plane and leave. They were tracking his plane out of Teterboro and where he was headed. He was allegedly supposed to go do interviews with the Titans and amongst other places. A lot of people are saying maybe Tennessee was actually kind of a quiet favorite here for Harbaugh, as he's going to be maybe offered the keys to the entire palace and to kind of tell him to build it as they have a new stadium on the horizon. Well, he never made the trip to Nashville. I think if he lands there, maybe.
You never know.
You never know. You're walking by a honky-tonk. Who is Morgan Wallen's playing. And Harbaugh's like, I love this.
Morgan Wallen's coming to ball.
And walks down a little bit further. Luke Combs is sitting right there, just welcome to town, coach. And then Jelly Roll's literally standing at the end of the street going, amen, singing to Harbaugh as he's in town. You can kind of get lost in the sauce down there in Nashville and say, wow, is this the greatest city that's ever existed? You start learning the history of it and you almost fall in love even more. So they didn't want that to happen if they were Giants fans. Bruce Brown in our group text, panicking.
Oh, yeah.
Panicking as Jets were kind of being tracked, which is obviously creepy, should not be able to happen. Hate that it is, but it's certainly part of the world that we're in. There was a man named Mr. O'Connor who was a part of the coverage of it.
So
I love that.
Yeah.
Have you been down to Nashville, Josh?
No, I haven't, but I would love to.
Well, it is an experience. It's a whole different world down there, but I
am next year.
It felt like there could have been some other options, but Zach, it always felt like the Giants, that was the place. It seemed like from the start of it. And one thing, actually, if you don't mind, Zach, this whole conversation's fascinating. If they're going in with the Giants, one part they were wondering about was control. They mentioned the Titans and saying, well, John wants all the control, or could be given the keys to the organization. But Zach, was it Ian O'Connor's tweet about Joe Schoen? Joe Schoen with the Giants?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we have this tweet from Ian O'Connor saying, quote, tweeting something saying there was a lot of talk this offseason about Joe Schoen and how he would be a detriment to the Giants coaching search. I had one GM text me that he couldn't see John Harbaugh taking the New York job because of the uncertainty there with Shane. Ian O'Connor, who we've talked about, has been on this beat the entire time. Very impressive. Said this is important after John Harbaugh had his first real conversation with Joe Schoen. He was telling people he felt he could work with him. Harbaugh definitely had roster influence concerns, and they were addressed. Schoen all but made up for the 13 and 38 these last 9 days. It hasn't been pretty. I mean, especially if you watch Hard Knocks. I mean, that definitely, it kind of was like an embarrassment show for Joe Schoen, and just kind of a master class of, hey, we're going to film how not to be a GM of a team that you are trying to fight for your job with. Let Saquon go. Obviously, all the things of like, oh, should they trade up for Jaden Daniels, stuff like that. I mean, his son ran the team. I think his son had a very good pulse on that draft class. But this is something where there was a major concern going into the point where there were even some reports before John officially signed, or I guess he hasn't officially put pen to paper maybe, but before it was reported that they've agreed that would the Giants fire Joe Schoen just immediately if John's like, hey, I would come here if it's not for him. There were conversations that could happen. So it is
to get Liam Cohen.
Yeah, this seems like that was a big hurdle that once maybe John had that conversation, it felt like he was like, okay, I'm good to be here. And I agree. I think it was good to not get him on a plane anywhere else, because if you start going to Nashville, you go to Atlanta, hey, conversations, the last thing you could have if you're a Giants fan is him having conversations with other teams, because you've been burned a lot of times on guys being like, oh, this is a good head coaching candidate, and then they go elsewhere because Josh, as you've alluded to, Since Coughlin left, it has not been the greatest stretch for the football Giants.
No. They've really just not been able to. They haven't been able to be consistent. And when I was kind of freaking into it, like Bell years and all that, I'd note if there was one play that makes me like nostalgic more than any maybe in the history, it's Odell. His impact on my generation is insane. Yeah, like other than that, like they were good for 1 year with Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
and that's it. And then they went back to be terrible. Like they don't. Nation has been really just bad for a while, and they need someone to come in there and culture.
Yeah, it's the culture thing is the biggest, I guess, just like hurdle. And, you know, Josh, you alluded to it the second you got on. It's the biggest hurdle that the Giants have to get over. Like, that is, without a doubt, the biggest hurdle because it is a franchise that is synonymous with losing right now. Like, you go there. Heck, even their field is synonymous with losing. Like, yeah, and that's like, it's like not even the field is going well. Like they can't even like be like, well, we got a really nice stadium. It's like your field, besides I guess now San Francisco with the whole power, all the electro, you know, all that stuff and conspiracy theories.
That was interesting.
Yeah, the Meadowlands is kind of like, hey, I mean, I even joke when we had preseason games that I'm like, don't play anyone. I'm like, do not let anyone play on that field because it just seems like it's always an ACL and Achilles injury waiting to happen. But something I wanted to go through because we talked about the Giants now, you know, it feels like the goal or the bar is, hey, this team can make the playoffs. And I was kind of feeling like, yeah, this is like, you know, I don't know if anyone in the NL East is, or NFC East is NL East. Gosh, I'm still in baseball mode. The NFC East is, you know, head and shoulders above anyone else. Then I looked at their schedule, and I'm going to bring it up. This is a tough schedule. Obviously, you get your usual Dallas, Philly, Washington, home and away.
That's not good. It's not good.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have Arizona and Cleveland at home, the Saints at home, but then, you know, Titans at home. But you look, you know, 49ers, Jaguars are obviously good this year. That away schedule is atrocious.
Well, it's just the NFC is
yeah.
There's a lot of teams in the NFC.
Yeah, it's that the away schedule scares me. If I'm a Giants fan, I will be honest, the away schedule absolutely terrifies me. I mean, you got the Cowboys, Eagles, Commanders, your usual, but Lions. I mean, you know they're going to bounce back. That this is not a team I'm not buying that the Lions, they were Ben Johnson merchants. They're going to be horrible without him. They're going to be back.
They got to hire their coordinator.
Yeah, and if they nail that, I mean, then I think we're really cooking there. Texans defense, that scares the crap out of me if I'm the Giants, especially like you talked about, Josh, with that offensive line versus that defense. I mean, poor Jackson Darts could be running for his life. The Colts, I'm going to put as a toss-up because what Colts team shows up next year? I mean, it's the first. But Rams, Seahawks. I mean, that is, if I'm looking at this, I see 6 next number. I don't want to do 7 wins. I see like 7 wins. Like I think the playoffs is going to be very hard.
Yeah, that really is how it's gonna be. I think for the entire conference, there's a lot of solids. There's very few teams in the NFC that I really don't think in a B to be better than they were.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, before we keep going real quickly, because I know we're having an audio issue.
Yeah.
So, Zach, are you hearing Josh twice, or is that just me?
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't sure if it was. I think I'm hearing myself twice as well every once in a while.
Okay.
You know?
Do you hear me twice?
No, Josh, you try going out and coming back in.
Yeah, refresh. We'll see if
we'll see if that fixes it.
Hey, bark if this is good. How's it, Zach? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, so it might be Josh.
Yeah, maybe it was the audio there, but
bark. Yeah, hey, Cacao, is that good?
Yeah, I think it's better.
I don't hear anything right now.
I couldn't tell if it was mine because I was hearing myself twice every once in a while. But
yeah. Hey, you know what? This is great right now. This is a lot of Ryan reflection today. And thank you. No one's perfect though, Rocky. No one's perfect, but I try my best. I do. All right. Well, why don't we try to bring Josh back on? Because as Taylor Swift would say, I'm the problem. I think Josh was the problem. It's him. Josh, let's bring him back on. Try this again. Round 2.
All right. Am I back?
We still got a double. We got a discount double echo with you.
Yeah, my voice might be coming through the speaker or something. That's what they're saying.
Is your speaker on the computer?
Yeah.
Is your audio, is your then mic also on? Like, are both on?
I think so.
Well, what I'm saying is one might be off.
Let me look. Let's see.
This will be a part of the podcasting 101, Josh, that we will continue to work on.
Yeah, but it's just weird. Because I've streamed all the time from this computer and it never does it. Let's see if I turn my mic here. If I turn my mic off, is it better?
Oh my gosh, it's way better.
All right, so I'll just turn off the mic. All right, fine.
Yeah, you know what? I want to make a point here. Usually I'm the problem. Hi, I'm Ryan Ripken. I have a lot of issues, but today it's Josh. Josh is the problem. But we appreciate your guys' patience. Thank you guys for letting us know in the chat as we got it fixed. But as we're going back to the Giants schedule, that's a lot of Ryan. Oh, there it is. So, but for me, in this whole situation with Harbs and the Giants, look, they bring in, which we're hearing right now, right? Todd Monken is expected to join the staff, and that dude's a beast. So we know he's not going to go into marriage counseling. What?
I expect a lot of people from that staff to follow him. I wouldn't be surprised, even if he's not a coordinator, I wouldn't be surprised if Zach Orr is on that staff in some capacity.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be either. If Orr doesn't get a DC job elsewhere, I think that he could follow with Harbs, no doubt about it. But with this schedule right here, and you think about Todd Monken with a young Jackson Dart, and one of the things that Todd said, besides that he would be a marriage counselor if he didn't get a job, the dude's going to be employed next year. And it looks like it's going to be with the Giants. He said he wants to go to a place with a quarterback that he thinks that they can win, and a quarterback that has the talent. Well, it kind of checks the boxes. Dart is extremely talented. They have a number 1 wide receiver in Malik Neighbors that's going to be there. And then you have 2 running backs that can be a really, really good 1-2 punch in Scatterbo and Tracy. So
the big thing is that pass rush, man. That pass rush is incredible if they can get the right DC in there. I know we're talking about Monken, but when I look at the Giants, that Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, Abdul Carter is a hell of a trio.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a big thing with, obviously schematically with the new DC, if they can get some more help in the secondary just to give those guys some time. I mean, if you cover your guy for 3 seconds, you're getting a sack probably 50% of the time. I mean, because those guys, especially maybe you add some more bulk to, some depth there as well, some more edge rushers. But really, if you work on the secondary there and, linebackers and stuff, they have 5th overall pick. Is that a Sonny Styles? Is that, maybe do you reach on I hate saying reach on Caleb Downs because it's just a classic. It's like Kyle Hamilton, where it's like, we all agree Caleb Downs is one of the, if not top 5 players in the draft. It's just whether or not are you drafting a safety with the 5th overall pick. But the world's their oyster right there. Little bit less because obviously Dante Moore leaving. You would want, if you're the Giants, all the quarterbacks to go in the first 3-4 picks. But I understand why John sees what he saw and like, hey, this is a place I can have success. Now, obviously, we just talked about the schedule. Schedule is not the most forgiving in the league. I mean, you definitely don't love heading across the country to play the Seahawks and Rams at Detroit, in Houston, in Indianapolis, like we said, depending on that team. But John Harbaugh, we give him crap about blowing leads and all of that. He's still a guy that raises a floor, and I think that's something where he is going to get the most out of this group. I don't know if the most is a playoff team with the current squad. We'll see how free agency, how the draft, all of that go. But you can convince me this team can win 7 or 8 games. I just don't know if you are getting in a very stacked NFC where it's like, hey, you can have 11 wins and not make it.
You know who blew 4 double-digit, not double-digit, but you know who blew 4 or 5 fourth quarter leads this year?
The Giants.
Yeah.
So the good news for Giants fans is I think you're going to get a good coach. The bad news is I would expect that number to remain 4 or 5.
Yeah.
That's the problem, is Harbaugh can't finish games. And
they had some. I mean, we say the Ravens have some wild moments like that. Denver.
Oh my God, yeah.
Just like the Giants.
They had a few.
Yeah, they had a few that were very head scratching.
Yeah.
I mean, well, yes. I mean, that's a big reason why Dable got fired when he did, is because that Bears game, Dart gets hurt, but the Bears, which turns out to be, they are who you thought they, I guess, were, a team that will fall behind by 2 scores in the fourth quarter and come back and win. The Bears have done it the entire season. They've done it in the postseason, and they're playing the Rams to move on to try to go to the NFC Championship game, which, again, I guess you are who you are. For the Giants, they could not close games. They could compete with teams, and then they would fall apart. And so that cost Brian Dable his job, and now that's hence John Harbaugh going up there to the Giants. Hey, Josh, before we let you go, because we got to keep moving and grooving around, so we're having Ryan O'Hearn join us a little bit. So you are teeing us up, and we got the sound figured out, so we appreciate it. But in this case, final thing with the Ravens. They're still interviewing a hell of amount of candidates. They are being very strategic with this. And then Jeff Ripken the other day with us was saying he expects his process to be 2 to 3 weeks. So we're approaching about 4 or 5 days since we've had this conversation. I still am hanging on with Bisciotti's comments about the defensive coordinator, or not defensive coordinator, a coordinator in the past that was a head coach that didn't pan out. That was a very interesting.
Sounded like Robert Saleh.
It sounds like Robert Saleh. Because the only other one that could be in this case is Brian Flores. Those are the only 2 head coaches who, if you're looking at their body of work as coordinators, very solid. But then the part that it seems was Robert Saleh. Like, it just high character guy. A lot of people rave about him. Yeah. But we also know what happened with the Jets, and he's not the only coach that struggled with the Jets.
And that's the thing. If Robert Saleh, if I was a coach, the way that Robert Saleh acts on the field with the energy and all of that is exactly the way I would imagine myself. He is the most energy. Like, I've called him my spirit animal for years. Him as the Ravens head coach would be electric from that standpoint, because he would be living and dying by every snap. I love that about him. But also, the guy's a defensive mastermind. I mean, there's a reason why he was the Niners DC, went to the Jets, by all accounts, failed miserably with the Jets, whether it was his fault or not. And the Niners immediately said, we will gladly take you back. And he did a great job over there. And that's how I feel about, like, Saleh didn't get a fair shot. Do I think that he necessarily did a good job, even under good circumstances? Maybe not.
No.
But I also don't think that he's someone I would disqualify for anybody. And if the Ravens like him, the Ravens like him. I wouldn't mind him at all. Brian Flores was always a number 1 guy for me, but I don't see it happening. In fact, I very easily could see him going to Pittsburgh. To me, that makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense.
It feels like Brian Flores would fit in very well over in Pittsburgh as well, especially spending time there in the defensive mind. But for the Ravens, and I see you, Jabo, you're thinking Kubiak. Do the Ravens go with a offensive mind and go with a younger coach or a first-time head coach here? That's what we're going to find out here.
I'm sure his dad would help him out.
Yeah. And I will say this real fast. About the comments there, where it was very obvious that they were kind of alluding to, like, hey, we're not afraid to grab a guy who failed the first time. Like, we're not afraid of that. it was almost one of those things where, like, when it comes to the Ravens, Bisciotti, DaCosta, stuff like that, when they say something so obviously, I'm almost like, are they going to do the opposite? Like, do they want us to be like, oh, we want an experienced guy. We want that guy. And then it's Webb or Kubiak or, Mint or someone that you're like, oh, that guy has no head coaching experience. And they're like, oh, did you guys think that we were just going to give you all of the answers? Like, I get that vibe as well, because love EDC. You can't always trust what the man says, because he'll tell you one thing. He'll sit there and tell you how in love he is with the position at the draft, knowing damn well he ain't taking that position. I mean, he talked about last year with Malachi Starks. He's like, I hated how much everyone mocked Malachi Starks to the Ravens, because that was our guy. And I was like, stop. I don't want people to know that.
I love it. I've always felt like Jesse Minter was the guy that we're going to hire. I do that one just makes the most sense. And it just, there is that connection, Harbaugh connection. I saw Ramey talk about Greg Roman's not coming back to Baltimore. Don't even get that thought in your head. It's not happening. Lamar would be on the first flight out of here if that happened. Greg Roman is not coming to Baltimore. I can promise you that.
I guess time will tell, Josh, and we'll have to save that for a different time. But for those that don't know where you are, you're on. Explain to everyone where you are. You do it better than me.
Hey, I'm EMM. TikTok, Instagram, definitely my main two. The Next Network, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, at Next Network Josh. Yeah, man, doing a lot of cool stuff, having fun. Next time I'll come on, my mic will be off. We'll figure that out.
We'll work on podcasting one-on-one for you, Josh. But appreciate you, man. Be good. Thanks for being the layup here, or the lead up for Ryan O'Hearn. All-star,
right?
Ryan O'Hearn.
Is that where he went?
Yeah, unfortunately.
I know the Orioles and Pirates have absolutely no rivalry whatsoever, but from my perspective, he went to Pittsburgh. I need at least one question of why Pittsburgh, even if there's no rivalry whatsoever.
Yeah, I'll give you a reason, Josh. $29 million.
That's a good reason.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right, Josh. Be
Fair
good.
enough.
Appreciate you, man. Josh Berman, everybody. Good kid. Good kid.
I love it.
And if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Just had Josh Berman with the Next Network on. He passionate, man. Passionate about football, the Ravens. And we're sorry about the mic issues. It happens. Believe me, we've been there all the time with all this. But yes, we're going back to the headliners here. Hey, now we will touch a little bit more, maybe some final closing thoughts with Harbaugh. And if we don't get to them all today, tomorrow we have Ian O'Connor joining us, who is right on the track for this entire Harbaugh situation. And we'll probably have more information on who's going to be the next coordinators, because it looks like Todd Monken's going to be the one on the offensive side. But then maybe we just get more of an understanding of what was so different, special, that John knew from the start that the New York Giants were going to be his avenue for success. But we do have Ryan O'Hearn joining us here in a few moments. If you guys forgot about him, he played for the Baltimore Orioles here the last couple seasons, traded to the San Diego Padres, home of the Fighting Gavin Sheetses, and now he is a new member of the Pittsburgh Pirates, 2-year, $29 million deal. And he also, he's a new dad, so really exciting times for Ryan O'Hearn here. Good kid. And
just real fast before obviously we get Ryan on and everything, I'm glad Josh brought that up at the end, because it is such a weird thing that just with the Pittsburgh in football versus baseball, like the difference, it's just it's so funny to me, where it's obviously this Ravens Steelers, it's that big thing, and then there's just not that. I feel because in other cities, I feel most have rivalries in both sports. If they hate each other in the one sport, you hate each other, and just doesn't exist there. I think that's
Yeah,
really,
like the Philly and New York.
any
Um,
sport.
Any sport. Let's see.
Like that Chicago, like Green Bay, Chicago, Wisconsin. Thinking Bucks, well, I guess Bucks Bulls isn't really. Chicago,
Yeah, you
Detroit.
kind
The
of have a
Chicago,
theory to that.
Detroit. Chicago, Detroit. There it is.
Chicago, Detroit. The
LA
part
versus
I was
LA.
thinking of-
Every
Yeah,
time it's LA versus LA.
yeah, I mean, who gives it? Well, I digress. The thing I was going to say in general, I love a good rivalry. I do. I think that's why I'm glad the Bears and Packers are bringing that back. I'm glad the Ravens and Steelers have been close games. The brawls in baseball, which probably are best for the players to not get in brawls, but damn it, dude, if I didn't love seeing a good brawl back in the day and seeing some shit go sideways, I did love it. Players getting suspended and losing money, that ain't fun. But I mean, it's a fun storyline here that we can get into. But if you're new to the channel, Ryan Ripken Show, we're now live 3 to 5 Monday through Friday. That's our new time because you know what?
Working 3 to 5. I just thought, okay, you can't go silent after I do that. I thought you were.
No, I thought that was really freaking good. But just like everything, baseball changes our lives. And for our next guest, I wouldn't say baseball at all ruins our lives. It enhances it. But damn, do you get busy during this season because there's 162 games. That's your job. So this guy's going to be busier than me because all I got to do is kind of report on it, talk on it, and then have the chance to shoot the shit. But guys, if you remember in Baltimore, one of the most beloved Orioles while he was here, found himself Renaissance man, and then now he's a new Pittsburgh Pirate. Yeah. And I'm happy for him. Brian, just give me a thumbs up when you're ready to rock and roll. All right. Your friend, my friend, and everyone's Mr. Ryan Bro Hearn.
Fellas, Ryan, what's happening?
What's up, dude?
Nothing, man. Just soaking up these last few weeks of the off season, and then it's time to go.
Yeah, dude, you've had one hell of an off season for so many ways. A lot of personal congratulations. I happy for you for a lot of different reasons. Family reasons, which is amazing. You got paid. You got paid, dude. Congrats.
Yeah.
Walk me through the how would you rank this off season for you?
Oh, dude, it's been 10 out of 10. It's been as good as it could be. I mean, I'm excited where I'm going. I got a brand new, fresh baby. So it's, it comes with its challenges, but it's been beautiful, man. We've had a blast. So it's flown by, honestly. I feel like the season just ended and here we are. It's middle of January, but it's been great, man. And you guys have been killing it too. Seems like your show's really taken off. So happy for you as well.
Hey, thanks, man. I like to give you, I can't give you all the credit, but I could probably give you like 10% of the credit.
That's far too much credit. I probably like 0.01%.
You know who gets absolute no credit? Gavin Sheets. That kid.
He deserves less credit than me. That's for sure. We can agree on that.
So he's a good kid. Real quickly, he's a good kid. How was that experience? Did he treat you okay out in San Diego? I told him, I know what guy you are. You're getting a high character. You're going to grind at the dish. Did Gavin treat you okay? Because if he didn't, I will pick up my phone right now and I will call him.
As much as it pains me to say it, he did. He treated me great. I have no complaints about Gavin. We were locker mates, buddies, man. I enjoyed it. I know it was only 2 months, but I felt like I've known him forever just because that's the kind of guy he is. We had a great time for those last 2 months, man. What a talent. God, I don't want to glaze him too much, but he's a good golfer. He's a good ping pong player. He's a good baseball player and all around good guy. So shout out B2 Gavin Sheets, my guy.
Yeah, Derry Bonds out there, dude. I got one of the shirts.
Derry Bonds, yep.
Very Bonds.
Just
who's better?
Yellow.
Oh, at what?
At golf.
Not me. Dude, he's legit. He's good. God, it just hurts to say it, but it's like
It really does piss you off. So I grew up with him with all this.
It's true,
right?
though. He also
he's
also a country club kid. He grew up in playing golf. He grew up playing private golf memberships. I was grinding at the Muni down the street with a pair of hand-me-down clubs, and just a different upbringing for sure. He probably had a locker. He probably had a lab putter, custom shaft starting at about 8 years old. So I don't want to, it's not like it was like he did it on his own. He had some help.
Yeah, he did. He honestly probably, if he wanted to choose between golf and baseball and like which one he wanted to pursue, I think he chose right. But if he ever tells you that he's a big hooper, or like if there's a difference, tell him I will shut that shit down real quick. But he's a good athlete. He's a good kid. He's worked hard.
He's a good hooper. Is he a good hooper, or is he just?
You know what he does? Hold on.
I can see him being a good rebounder. I don't see him with like any touch or finesse.
You're exactly right with that. You know what he does? This is what we do. We get right into. Let me see if I back up the camera here real quickly. He gets right here in the corner, right? So all he's doing is, hey, just throw me the ball. He can shoot a little bit. He can shoot, but he's got to be a stationary shooter. Just got to hit him perfectly, and he can't move.
All right.
But I digress. Hey, Tim, appreciate you, man. Dude, I wasn't lying that people loved you.
Yeah.
People loved you.
Man, I felt the love, especially when I got traded there. It was pretty special. That what an honor to play, in front of the Birdland for a few years. Such a great fan base. Great baseball city. I know you love the Ravens, and I know it's a football town as well, but something was really special brewing in 23-24 when the stadium was full and people really got behind the O's. Nothing like the O chant, in a playoff game at the national anthem. There's just nothing like it.
That it is special. It is a special place, and I know, like, through this whole business, man, like we talked about this before. It's people recognize, especially in Baltimore, and I'd say around the league, but Baltimore fans specifically, they recognize guys that are just doing the dirty work, putting their head down and grinding, going to work. And like, that's what you had to do. And I talked to a lot of people about seeing you get the bag. If we're going to go back 3 years ago, you didn't know what the hell your baseball career was going to be. I mean, right. You were talking about going to be a KPB All-Star, whatever it was.
Yeah, MPB. KBO, somewhere overseas.
Yeah, but like here you are. You latch on, you wait your turn, you keep grinding. Whammy, you're an all-star. Not the year in Baltimore that anyone wanted, but then you're able to accomplish the professional goal to keep playing, and then you sign something that's life-changing for you, dude. So I'm rooting for the Pirates because of you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Do not get in a food debate about what food's better between Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Don't do that.
It's got to be. I mean, you're comparing apples to oranges, right? It's a different type of thing.
Very different. But so Patrick Queen, when he left from the Ravens to the Steelers, I guess 2 years ago now, in one of his first interviews, he was like, "Yeah, and like the food in Pittsburgh's so much better." And everyone was like it was out of nowhere. Like it wasn't prompted like, "Hey, what's food's better?"
Yeah.
Just middle of the interview, just like, "Yeah, and the food's better in Pittsburgh."
John's fired.
Yeah. So every time we have someone who's been in both, we have to ask. So.
Well, I'll let you know here in like 2 months.
Yeah, give a review. Like we'll come there and try some food. I love food. I don't want to. It was like a unwarranted shot. It was like, oh yeah, and the food's just better. It's like I'm excited about the Steelers, this organization. Oh, and the food's way better. And we're like,
oh man. Well, I mean that kind of excites me a little bit. I won't lie. I think I need to find out for myself.
Yeah, you will. I heard in the presser. I mean, I care about what you said. I know why you chose Pittsburgh. One, it's a couple things, right? Opportunity, what you believe and where the team's going. Money doesn't hurt either, dude. That's also nice. So the trio of it, I'm excited for the Pittsburgh opportunity. I think that I know you boys have some pitching.
Yep.
That's pretty damn good. What else, throughout this whole factor of it, what else are you looking forward to going into Pittsburgh that maybe you weren't aware of or that you're still excited to see?
Yeah, I think, you talk about the city of Baltimore and the fans. I think that there are some similarities in my mind. It seems like two blue-collar, great cities, great sports teams, people that are really, get behind their teams. And, you nailed it with the team. It's like I'm looking at the roster in Pittsburgh. I'm like, man, this team is not far off. They can pitch. They have, names that are legit in the lineup, good hitters. They've made some trades. I don't know what's going to happen the rest of the offseason, but it's a front office that's hungry to make the team better. Yeah, money doesn't hurt, but I had some options. It was, I had a few options, and, things seemed like a great situation for me in Pittsburgh. And, I can kind of relate to the city a little bit. I consider myself, I guess I play baseball for a living, but I'm in a baseball sense, I would consider myself a blue collar baseball player. You watch me play for a few years. I like to do the dirty work. I'm going to hustle. I'm going to grind it out. It might not always be pretty, but I'm going to do whatever I can to get the job done. And that kind of, in my mind, fit the mold and fit the demeanor of the city as Baltimore was. And, I think maybe that had something to do with why the fans embraced me. But, I can't, state enough how much love I have for the city of Baltimore, the fans, the organization, all of it. I looked on the schedule. I was like bummed a little bit that we won't go and play in Baltimore this year. But, a lot of love, and you guys know that. I've made it real clear how I feel about city, fans, organization, all of it. And, and at the same time, I'm really grateful for the Pirates and this great opportunity I have for the next few years to play on that team and do my part to make them better. And, we'll see what happens. We can still be friends. It's okay. We're in a different league. You know what I mean? Except for that 3-game series in April. Other than that, it's like, hey, we can root for each other, and I'll see you in the World Series maybe.
And get it out of the way early. We just, 3 games in April, early April, and then it's root for each other the rest of the way. I will say, Ryan, obviously Kansas City not taking a shot at them, but you've had some now great ballparks. Camden Yards, then you go to San Diego, now PNC Park in Pittsburgh. How to pick them. I'll say some incredible venues. Are you excited to play there in just that beautiful stadium?
Oh yeah, no doubt about that. I think if you ask any free agent, it's like that's a big factor. You don't want to sign up to play somewhere that you don't enjoy playing. And I hadn't played at PNC Ballpark a whole lot, but every time I play there, I'm leaving and I'm like, man, I like this place. It's a great place to hit. It's a great vibe. It's you got the beautiful backdrop. It's a great ballpark. And so I've been very fortunate. I played at 4 beautiful stadiums. Camden Yards is a little deep for my liking, and they recently changed that. So I know some buddies that are on the Royals still that are excited about that. But I've been very lucky when it comes to places I get to call my home stadium, and Camden Yards is definitely right up there at the top of my list, and PNC as well. Petco Park, same thing. It's like it would be hard for me to rank them because I really do. I enjoy. They're all a little bit different, but all awesome in their own ways.
Was there ever a crappy day in San Diego? Because I feel like I would tune in to a Padres game, and it's like, and here it is. It's a 78-degree game. It's sunny outside. It's a beautiful ballpark, and I was like, I see why people go to San Diego, and they're like, I'm cool with staying here. I'm cool with staying here.
Well, it's paradise. It's San Diego as a town, as a city, is just absolutely beautiful. And then you roll out, play show catch with Manny Machado in front of 46,000 fans every night. It's hard to beat.
Good. And Zach, you know what show catch is?
No.
So it's essentially
Rip
you go
knows.
out. Hey Ryan,
Rip, did you ever play show catch in Bowie?
Oh damn! Oh dude. No, hey, I don't think I had the stones back then to do that in Bowie. So Zach, what it is when you're going right out, right in front of the dugout. Okay, and you're just like, hey, let's play a little catch. Is there a true reason? Maybe, but like, is it cool? Sure. Like, oh, Derek Jeter was doing that growing up. My dad, maybe did that a little bit.
Bingo.
And it's like, do you need to do it? No, but like, damn, it kind of looks cool.
It looks very cool. I remember watching like Robbie Cano, like you said, Derek Jeter, just legends, just whipping the ball around in front of the dugout. You know, fans are locked in watching you play catch up close. I'm like, man, I want to do that. And I did it, a little bit in Kansas City, and I just remember thinking, man, I don't want to overthrow anybody because there's 50 people behind home plate. But yeah. You gotta be confident where you're throwing the ball. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's gotta look nonchalant too. You can't.
Yeah, it's gotta look easy.
Hard.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Manny. Manny's a beast. Talk about a guy that makes it look effortless at times. I wish I had that arm talent. Never had that arm talent, or that type of potential. Like that was the thing. You already play with the playoff atmosphere, but you really have. I think the part that's very valuable for you is experience, and not just experience on when things are good. It's been when things are bad, horse shit, contemplating everything when things are really going bad. And then also you got traded into an environment where you're pushing for the postseason. You already played in the postseason before that, right? So when you went out to San Diego, I think that was, I knew it was going to work out for you there, because you already knew what to expect. And I feel like those other guys, like Manny's been there and done that. Bogart's been there and done that. I mean, I feel like that's ultimately going to help you here. Pirates, there's a lot of guys that are looking for more of that experience, but is there one moment that you haven't really been in? I'm trying to even think about that now.
Well, I haven't made
not World Series, not like
right. That's what I'm itching for. Obviously, I want to. I've been in the postseason the last 3 years, never made it past the second round or past the. Boy, did we make it to the DS in 23? But so that's in my mind, that's the next step, and experience definitely helps. When I got traded to San Diego, there was no doubt we were going to the postseason. We weren't in yet, but everybody knew. It's that belief. It's that believe in how good you are, and you got to have some arrogance in this game to kind of carry you. And especially when you lose a few games, it's like, wait a minute, like we're good and let's go do it instead of questioning like what's going on. So I mean, I don't have a ton of postseason experience. I'm not going to sit around and say that, but I have a little bit, and I think that helps. And like I said, it starts with that belief, man. It starts with that. You still got to go play the games, but if you don't believe you're going to go to the postseason, then nobody else is.
Damn right on that. This game, what I try to on my side here, right? Just like we just. Thank you for educating Zach on show catch. Like that was big. Like this is what we're trying to do.
Just educate.
My pleasure.
Insight. Yeah.
Now he's going to be on the lookout for it for those boys playing show catch and.
I will be. I'm going to be. I'll walk through the stadium. I'll be like, oh, I know what's going on down there.
Just go look for Gunner and the polar bear playing catch in front of the dugout. And you'll be like, I know what that is.
Zach's going to puff out his chest like, oh, a little show catch. You're not aware? You're not aware of that?
Yeah. Oh, you guys don't know what show catch is? Casuals.
Damn. Well, let me educate you. Hey, but on the other side of this, I always the context of the behind the scenes, right? So last year was so damn hard in Baltimore for so many reasons. I've talked about with you, I've talked about with Seti, Dino, Bradish, the guys I'm really close with. And the moments that I talk about with like character, and I tell people like, hey, it's not working out right now, but I know how these guys are. Like for me with Bradish and Dino, I've been sitting around, maybe having some more tequila than I should when I was still playing.
Happens.
It's never too much. Actually, I think it enhances your overall play. Different concept. My dad believed drinking beer while working out worked for him. I believe that tequila was my thing, Ryan. So.
I get it.
I remember, but so I would talk to Dino and Bradish and even Seti, and I talking about the game, talking about life. And I knew when things were shit was going to get tough, they're going to figure it out. What are some things then behind the scenes with when you look back at whether the guys that you were with, where you feel really good that they're going to get back, or maybe is it a story that you hold with those guys that tells a little bit more about, I don't know, it's more inner workings behind the scenes, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it just started off so bad. And when I look back on it, we just dug a hole. And I think when it goes like that, you got to find a way to like scratch a win out of a bad series and maybe win 1 out of 3 instead of getting swept. It just was like it just dug a hole. And to our credit, like nobody gave up. Nobody threw in the towel. We were trying to rally around each other, trying to realize, hey, we got time. And ultimately, we didn't get to where we wanted to, obviously. But, I credit the guys in the locker room for staying there. I credit Manso for rallying the boys, man. He was great. And sad when Hyde got fired, man, because I really enjoyed playing for him. It just, when you start off tough like that and, there were injuries and there were things like that. And maybe there wasn't enough depth in some areas to kind of carry us through. But, those are excuses. But, I think you just got to find a way to scratch and claw, and maybe you lose a few in a row. You show up, it's like, no, today's the day. We're going to figure out a way to win this ball game. Like, I don't care. And we had that eventually. I remember a 12 or 13 inning game where we won in Milwaukee. Finally, it was Manzo's first win as a manager, and I was just like, boys, today is the day. Like, whatever, I don't care. Just whatever we got to do to figure out a way to win this game today. But I think finding any way to shift momentum. You got to continue to have fun. When things are going bad, you can't just be like, oh my gosh, we're depressed. And like, because those guys really care. And, so finding a way to whatever it takes to kind of right the ship and get the vibe going the other way. And then just as fast as it can go bad, it can go good. So, I mean, and realizing, you have time. I think the Orioles have done a good job of adding good players this offseason. I think, they got some guys back healthy. Like a healthy Kyle Bradish is like a game changer in my opinion. Obviously, Trevor Rogers, what he did at the end of the year last year is special. Dean is solid as can be. You got Eflin back. His back is feeling better. Like, there's a lot of good things going on with the Orioles. Not to mention you sign a guy who hits 40-plus homers a year. Taylor Ward's a great player. So I think for O's fans, like, you got a lot to be excited about. I will say, like, when you have injuries and things and maybe guys come out of the gate and they're not playing as well as they potentially can be, and you're playing in the AL East against some of those monsters, you can get down quick and get buried. So I think that's kind of what got us last year.
Yeah. And, that is a part of it, and when things cycle and you get in your head and you're sitting there when you lose. So I tell people I've been on some pretty bad teams in the minor leagues. Actually, Buck Britton was my manager. And we started off 7-0, and we thought we were like the best team. We're like, well, boys are humming here.
We're not losing.
And then we sucked, and we lost a lot. And it's quickly how that changes. But then also, it's not that you don't care and not that you're going out there, but you have this feeling around like, shit, how can we get out of this? Things aren't going right. You're smacking your head against the wall. 2 things I'll let you go. The first thing right here is for young hitters, because everyone has different ways. And the one thing I don't like to talk about with young hitters is mechanics and all that. Everyone, if you want to have your hands up here and you want to be able to move them around, like my dad had 15,000 stances, and good for him. It worked for him. But that's the beauty. It worked for young hitters. For you specifically, how did you get out of your head? What did you do? Was it I needed to get off the field, or if I'm looking at tape all the time and I'm going, damn, I think it's good. I'm going to go work on it. It doesn't feel right. You know what I'm talking about. It's like that mental, you're trying to get out of that mental block. Could you maybe explain your thought process a little bit?
Yeah, well, I'll say, for hitters, like the only way is through. Like, the only way is like continuing to grind, continuing to figure it out, putting that time and effort into the cage. And then, and yes, mechanics matter. Like, I'm not going to lie and say they don't matter. Mechanics absolutely matter, but there also has to be that element of like, mechanics are over. My mechanical part of the day is over. Now I'm competing and I'm carrying that into the game. We did a lot of, I know me personally, when I start going through it, I'll do my mechanic stuff. I'll try to get there, get those as clean as possible. And then I'll go do a mix BP, like I'll have a hitting coach set up, 40 feet away, and I'll try to have him be whoever the pitcher is that night and like throw hard and spin breaking balls and throw changeups. And hey, like, we're competing. I always told myself I'll be ready, mentally I want to be ready to hit in the first inning with a man on third, less than 2 outs, and get that running. Like, you got to be there mentally, because you can take 500 swings all day thinking about your swing. But are you ready to take the balls and hit the strikes? Like, is your brain involved as far as competing wise? And, that's something that I had spoke up a little bit about in hitters meetings. Like, hey, mechanics is great. Let's finish that at like 2:00. And then let's get into that competition mode and find a way to put the ball in play and impact the game. Because, if you're standing up there with a man on third, less than 2 outs, and you're thinking about where my hands are, or am I down on time, and where are my hips going, and, all of that, like, we all know you're screwed. Like, the game is too hard. The pitchers are too good. I always thought, like, hey, man, it might not be pretty some days, but that's okay. You got to find a way to get it done. Get jammed for a single. I don't know, 15 hopper in the 4-hole. Like, put the ball in play and good things happen.
Who was it? Carlos Lee. If you remember El Caballo, the back growing up, one of the coaches in the minor leagues told us Carlos Lee's approach was guy on third, less than 2 outs, trying to hit this ball to the shortstop. And it's not that he would leave the yard a good amount of the time, or he'd get a base hit, but he simplified his thought. And I think for a lot of people, I knew you were going to say this, but it's always better you say it than me, is your brain and your mentality is going to ultimately lead you to what you need to do. Obviously, mechanics, you want to be fundamentally sound. You have to be, but you can get away more with having your mechanics feel off if your mind is in the right place than the other way around. You can have the best mechanics in the world, but if your mindset ain't there, you're screwed. Like, that's the part of baseball that's maybe fair, unfair. You have to battle each night. And if you have the best batting practice in the world, it doesn't mean you're going to have the best game. The Lord knows I had I'd put on some clinics. It felt like, the ball's leaving the seats, and then what I do, go 0 for 4, 3 punchies. You've probably done that a couple times.
Oh, yeah, and vice versa. Sometimes you leave batting practice, you're like, what am I doing? And then you go out there and you get 3 knocks. But, yeah, I could see you putting some balls in the seats. I know you got that 5 o'clock juice.
See, that's like that's like a backhanded compliment right there, because Zach knows that phrase.
I do know that one.
That
5 o'clock hitter.
5 o'clock hitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I forgive you. Hey, I think Zach wanted to follow up now.
Yeah, what you got?
Just about mindset, and you were talking about being prepared to hit, the first inning and the 9th inning, especially at the beginning of your career, pinch hitting late in games and coming up in massive moments off the bench. How did you prepare throughout a game so that you were ready where, hey, I haven't been in this game for 7 innings, but the moment my number's called to go up there in a big moment, I know I have a good chance to come through? What was your mindset maybe throughout the game of staying ready so when your moment comes, you don't have to get ready?
Yeah, it's definitely a mindset, and it takes a while to figure out. Just, the behind-the-scenes stuff during the game, like making sure your body's loose, your body's ready, you're hitting maybe some machine or whatever during the game. And then after that, it becomes mental. Like, how to hit, and then you just got to go up there and, like, take the safety off. Like, I always thought, like, if I went up there and took the first strike down the middle, and, like, I was like, all right. But if I fouled it off, I'd be like, all right, I'm on this guy. You know what I mean? Like, I had Dale Swain told me one time, it's not called pinch walking. Like, get up there and swing the bat. which I think is great advice. Obviously, you don't want to swing it, 2 balls in the dirt and then take, whatever. But taking the safety off, being ready to swing, being ready to make an impact the minute you get out there, and then trusting your talent and your ability to go out there and compete. You're up in that spot for a reason. And then, that's normal to have some like anxiety, especially for a young player. That you're not in the game all day and then you come in a big situation and you got that little bit of anxiety. And I think I got to the point where I like enjoyed that. I was like, all right, here we go. Like I'm feeling like maybe I'm a little jittery. I got energy. Like I'm about to, use this instead of be like, oh God, what's going on? Like, no, that's a good thing. That's your body getting you ready to go make something happen.
It's not called pinch walking. It's a fantastic line.
Ain't called pinch walking.
Yeah, we got a Derry Bond shirt. We might need it ain't called pinch walking.
It's a true statement.
Yes.
Look at you, man, spitting some bars and facts, man. Hey, I always thought you were that mentality you talk about. You definitely bring it into the game. I know you try to bring me down with the 5 o'clock juice. I'm all about.
That was a cheap shot. I apologize for that one.
Hey, don't worry. I'll come down. I'll come down. I'll whoop your ass in Bradenton. Okay, I'll come on down.
I'll see you there.
Metaphorically,
take some batting practice.
You got, dude. I haven't taken BP in some time.
That would be a show,
dude. The OB would pop. Oblique would shut.
Yeah. Well, the good news is you don't have to play the next day, so you're fine. Although it might affect the golf game, but
another couple shots of if I see bourbon up there or tequila, that's nothing. It won't fix. Hey, last thing then, because people nostalgic, you were hitting at some chords. We're talking about like you play this game well, dude. Like I'm gonna talk to Kyle at the Iron Rooster tomorrow, and he's gonna probably sit there and go like, "Did you tell Ryan I say hi?" He says hi, by the way.
Tell him I said hello, man. He's the best. We spent a lot of off days at the Iron Rooster.
Yeah, he is the best. He puts up with me, so that's a lot in my book. But give me a couple of your favorite memories in Baltimore. Not necessarily if you're gonna go, oh, that was well, we clinched the playoffs. If you want to be that cliche, dude, go ahead. I'm not gonna stop you. But is there a moment to you that you were like, damn, that was cool? I'll tell you one of my first things I'll say about my impression of you. You got called up and you were playing a day game. I believe it was a day game. And you had a single up the middle, not a big deal. Drove in a couple ribbies. I'm like, this guy's coming through. Look at this guy. The Royals gave him away for nothing. Thanks.
Yeah.
That was my initial thought. And then I went, oh, dude, this guy. And I talked to Dino, and he goes, dude, O'Hearn's the best. And I thought that was my first parts of it. I remember the hit, and I remember then Dino talking about just being a grade A dude. So you got any thoughts that pop up?
Yeah, I do, man. I remember that first day. I stayed at the Westin across the street, and the stadium and my hotel room had a direct view of Camden Yards. So, and the lights were on like late. So I got in late from Norfolk, didn't sleep much, kept wake up, take a leak, check out the stadium. I was just couldn't be, more excited, and didn't sleep much that night. Got there the next day, was lucky enough to get a few hits. And it was just good vibes from the start, man. I spent 3 years in on the pitcher side of the locker room next to Dean, because me and Dean were buddies, and we still are buddies. But we were locker mates, man. I enjoyed him, and for me, it's the people. I have so many people that I keep in contact with from that clubhouse and that locker room, whether it's coaches, staff, players. Everybody really. It's nothing like showing up to a place that you enjoy going to work every day. Everybody's name in the building, things like that. The day I got traded, after the game, there was a bunch of guys who pulled up their chairs around my locker, and we just kind of hashed it out. And we were like, man, this is it. What a ride it's been, and love you boys. And so that's something that will always stand out to me is, they took the time. Everybody could have went home and whatever, another guy got traded, but, we spent, maybe an hour after the game just hanging out in the locker room, and they all pulled up to my locker. So that was really special. Club-O karaoke on the bus, man. I don't know if I should have let that out of the bag, but
Club-O, dude. Oh, hey, how you doing?
A lot of good times traveling with the boys on the road. Just so many special people, and just that feeling of there was a lot of stretches in 23 and 24 where it's like, man, we showed up and like we were ready to kick some ass. And, like we knew we were beating some ass today. Like I don't care who's going out there against us, and that was really, really fun to be a part of. Late baseball in September, late August, September in 23, where we had blood was in the water. We were like, we're coming for this division. We knew we had it. We had a couple big series against the Rays. Camden Yard was rocking. Man, those were just such good vibes, and it gives me chills thinking about it. I had a lot of fun on those teams. I got a framed AL East jersey the year we won it, and with all the boys from that team. And just the relationships. That's really the main thing. We won a lot of games. There's some cool moments running down the orange carpet, things like that. But for me, most of it has to do with the relationships. And, that's something that I will carry with me forever.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I tell people in this world, once you get in it, the fandom of it, of course, you want to win. Fans want to win. Players, believe me, they want to win. But when the jersey's off, there's moments that I will remember, but it's because of the people, right? Like
right.
That's why when people say, why, the Orioles, Ryan, you're from Baltimore, you want them to win. I go, actually, I got more of an affinity because of the boys. Like I've been with those guys in the locker room, and I want it so damn bad for them because I know how hard it is. And then it's over, then you move on. And then you got to be doing podcasts and shows like this, right? And I got to deal with Zach now, or Zach has to deal with me.
I don't know which way that is.
Yeah, but it's cool.
I will say there's nothing better than when a group of guys comes together, enjoys playing with each other, and the relationships develop throughout the season, and then everything clicks and the team plays well, and you feel like you can't lose, and then the city joins in and they realize how great the team is, and then it's just this, big love affair where it's like the players want to win for the city, the fans want to support the team. We had that in 23. We win the East. We have a pre-playoff practice, and like 15,000 people show up to watch a practice. Like those were really, really special times, and connecting with the city and the fans, and obviously doing it with a group of guys in the clubhouse that you enjoy doing it with. So I think for me, that's what it's all about.
And that's why you were beloved too by so many. Is the you mentioned like the relationship part, when the fans feel that you care, like they feel that, they're gonna love you even more, because all that they want to feel that they're being recognized too. And I know it was frustrating as hell last year, but even through all of it, you made the teammates feel recognized. You made the fans feel appreciated. Everywhere you went, dude, your teammates embraced you. I always say it's by your peers. Being a good kid. I think I told you that's like that's my highest honor. Like you're a good kid. You know that we're the same age, same birthday, July 26, 93.
How wild is that? Yeah, same birthday.
Look at that, dude. Look at that. I'm
crazy.
not a parent yet.
I don't think I know anybody with the same birthday as me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If someone was to ask me that question, I would be like, you. That's the only guy I can think of.
So now that's going to happen. Trivia question that. And if you want a double trivia, growing up, Alex Rodriguez's birthday was the day after mine. So when we were in Texas, my dad's last year, and Alex got me a giant ass teddy bear, and I still it's in the studio. Is it still there?
Really?
Zach? Oh, he's gonna go get it. Yeah, it's still there.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. It's a camaraderie part, man. I miss that. I do miss that part.
Yeah, it's real, man.
It's real. Even the screeches that you did before the Padres game, that was you, right? The hug.
Yeah, it was me and Jason Adam. Well, you know where that came from? That was Have you ever seen those videos of like men's retreats where they just like let out their emotions?
Yes.
It'll be like 20 dudes like in a, like a pool or something, or it's like raining and it's like 15 guys standing around a circle just like screaming at the top of their lungs, like letting out their man emotions. Jason and I were watching that. We thought it was the funniest thing, so we decided to let out our emotions before the game.
That makes it that much better. That's the reason why that. Bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo. Oh, you know what? I'll be curious to see what you got, Rocket. I'll come down to spring training. I want to see what's cooking down there because I'll be down in Sarasota. We're gonna go to Bradenton because it's right there. So I'll come bother you. I'm gonna go bother SETI in Port Charlotte now. Yeah.
All right. Perfect,
And
man. I'm looking forward to it.
That's the bear, by the way.
Let me see it. Oh man, that's a big bear.
Yeah, it is a massive bear.
That is way bigger than I thought it was gonna be. Wow.
Yeah. Every time we've put jerseys on it, it's been a whole trying to figure out what to do with a massive bear.
That's hilarious. He got you that.
If we get, you know what? I'll have to order a Hearn jersey. We'll put it on.
Oh,
dude, that would be awesome. I would really appreciate that.
Lock that in.
Yeah.
That's happening.
All right. Well, hey, Ryan, man, appreciate you. And enjoy the rest of your time. Gear up because your season's about to. You got 3 weeks and your life's back rolling again. I'm just proud of you, man. Keep doing all the great things you're doing. Congrats on parenthood, and go whoop some ass this year with Pittsburgh. Right?
Hey, really appreciate it, man. Genuinely enjoy coming on and talking to you guys for a little bit. So thank you so much, man. Y'all take care. I'll see you down in spring.
All right, we'll see you down south. See you, Ryan. Ryan O'Hearn, everybody. Good kid. Good kid.
Incredible.
You know, and the thing what he talks about, you know, when we sit there, you know, shit that I try to tell you, Zach, it's when you're with a group of guys and you're in the trenches, and look, you get to play a game for a living, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the cool part. I also know the journeys it takes to get to that. It's so damn hard to make it. It's so damn hard to be good. It's so damn hard to figure out the next steps. Because before they changed the system, Zach, not only did you have to be good, then guys in the minor leagues, you were just trying to make it. Some guys would get their signing bonuses. Most guys, you're living paycheck to paycheck, and then you're not getting paid in the offseason. You know, the annual salary for minor league players used to be $5,000 to $13,000 a year. $5,000 to $13,000 a year. And of course, you make it up to the big leagues. Yeah, it's a huge payday, but the grind of it. And I know for Ryan, that's why I brought up Ryan was so close to leaving, you know, considering leaving major league affiliated baseball and going to play overseas, which sure would have been good, but in a second, you know, whammy, it changes. And I saw a guy wait for his opportunity, help. He is one of the reasons why that Orioles way, the new way, came back in 23. And he now gets to reap those benefits. That's why I bring about like that. That's the dream that I love, is that he didn't let that die out and he kept battling.
I mean,
but then it's two different lives, Zach, too. It's two different lives.
Yeah. And it's one of those things, and you see it. I mean, heck, look at the comments. It's unbelievable. If you want to talk about just a fan base, like, yes, this Baltimore fans, first and foremost, diehard Oriole fans. They want the Orioles to win no matter what. But I'm telling you, this fan base wants to see Ryan O'Hearn win. Like, that's why the entire team, like, yes, Ramon Laureano being over there, Manny being over there, that was awesome. People wanted the Padres to win because O'Hearn was over there, because they saw him put in the work. He showed up every day, you know, and that's the thing. It's like, there were so many times, hell, 18 games under 500. It's so easy to show up and just go through the motions. But if there was one thing that you could rely on every single time the Orioles took the field in 2025, no matter how bad it got, no matter how tough the situation was, no matter who the manager was, no matter who was pitching that day, no matter how many runs they were down, no matter how many runs they were up, Ryan O'Hearn was going to put in the work to try to help the guys win. And I'm, you know, we talk about baseball rewarding you. and stuff like that. I do think there are very few people who deserve send-offs the way he did, hitting a home run in his final game here. It was very like Trey Mancini-esque. And it's those cool moments where you're like, he deserved that. That one final trot around the bases at Camden Yards in Orioles uniform. Something, he'll have a fan for life in a lot of Orioles fans because of the way he conducted himself, having fun out there, and just who he is. Rhino Hearn rocks.
He does. He's a good kid. Good kid. I loved also the mentality that, the baseball junkie in me still, I love hearing about the mentalities, and I have a good idea, but everyone's mentality is different. But the constant theme for all great hitters is competing, and it's the mindset that you have when you go out there and play. And the mechanics are so important, but even the joke about, damn, he took the shot at the 5 o'clock juice, which makes me laugh. Hey, if I'd hit better shit, I'd still be playing, and I didn't. But the part that he was referring to, there are guys that are so talented. There are players that are more talented than Ryan O'Hearn, a lot more. But the difference of what makes Ryan O'Hearn an elite player is that his craft and his mechanics and what he does puts him in a position, but it's his mindset is the reason why he's able to be who he is. Some guys, if you're the most gifted player and you have that mindset, well, then you're looking at a guy like Shohei Ohtani. You're looking at a guy like Aaron Judge, where it's just like superstar, unbelievable. Then you have guys that aren't talented, or I shouldn't say aren't talented, aren't as talentedly gifted as those guys that I mentioned, but they maximize the hell out of what their potential could be. And so, and some guys never reach it, Zach. There are guys that never make it to the big leagues. There are more talented guys that I've ever seen not make it to the big leagues just because they couldn't put it together. Throw 100, have nasty stuff, but couldn't figure out how to properly locate. Or the same thing can be said with hitters. Had every tool you can imagine as a position player, and yet couldn't put those pieces together enough to get there. So mindsets, I tell people I've worked with, mindset is so key. It is everything with what you do in your life. Your mindset is so damn important, even right here on this show. He's a motivational speaker. I'm feeling fired up right now.
Yeah.
The one thing I'll say real quick, one more thing, Zach, is, half the battle is you getting up there and facing what you got to do. That's half the battle. Then the other half is going to be, can you execute what you have to do? Can you figure it out? Because no one's going to feel sorry for you if you don't figure it out, but can you continue to try? Can you continue to work through it? And, that's the beauty of baseball. You fail so much, you either let it just kick you in the teeth and you go, oh, woe is me, which I've been guilty of that in the past. But now being done, Zach, or even at the end of my career, I made the choice of, I'm going to get my shit kicked in, but I have a choice. Am I getting up one more time? Am I going to do this? So in this media career that we're doing, we're going to mess up some things. We're going to mess up some shows. We're going to have times where I go, damn, that was just horse shit. But I'm going to get back up. We're going to do it again the next day. It's a big reason why we've been able to grow is that mindset for us. And then the other big reason is we got a great support team, the group that we work with, but the people that follow us and the ones that have followed us from the beginning. We appreciate you guys. For everyone that's joined us in this process, we appreciate you guys. It means the world. It means the world. And we're going to keep going with all this. If you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show, we're live on YouTube, X, and Facebook. We're also on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. And, yeah, become a channel member, too. We are bringing back call-ins. That will be a Friday thing. Friday call-ins. We're bringing that back here on the show. Will be great. Going to be good. Going to be great. Beauty. We did just talk to Ryan O'Hearn. We had Josh Berman from the Next Network on earlier. And I feel like I know we're running. That went longer. I appreciate Ryan for taking time. Do we want to hit the Kyle? Did Kyle Tucker sign yet?
No, Kyle Tucker has not signed. that would have been something with O'Hearn on. But yeah, no, he has not signed. If we want to do that.
Is
Real
it worth doing this real quick? Do we talk about it real quickly?
Well, do we think it's not pressing? You know, it's not pressing. I'm excited. Not that you asked this, but we definitely got to see O'Hearn down in Bradenton when we're making our trip.
Dude, I actually want to get on the field. I want to see if I can pump one out still.
Let's do that at the final day. That way we're not dealing with that the rest of the trip. That
hey, buddy,
right?
You want to hear a story real quickly, Zach? You want to hear?
I should have offered O'Hearn once he retires a spot on the softball team.
Yeah,
no.
So here. Let me tell you something real quick. So we were in Myrtle Beach playing the high A team for the Cubs. So I believe it was the Myrtle Beach Pelicans. Your boy was off to a real hot start that year. I had more extra base hits than I did singles. I think I was like 11 for 33 to start off the year. And I was humming. I was feeling good. And I did a workout in the morning that maybe was an exercise that I hadn't done in a long time. But then we had a hit and run round, Zach. And the hit and run round for BP, you throw it wherever it is, you swing. I had a ball at like my hip way inside, and I kind of chopped down, and I felt a little tug on the oblique. We go to the game that night, facing this lefty. I'm not seeing him well. And midway through the at-bat, I didn't see this curveball, but I saw it late, and I tried to take. And I was stopping my body, and I felt a pop or and I go, that doesn't sound good. Doesn't feel good.
Great.
No. And so I go, well, there's only one way to find this out. So I'm up in the count, or it's 3-1 count, 3-2 count, and I get a fastball. I go, it goes nothing. I swing. I just hear a loud, and I go, oh, there it is. But your boy hit the ball 103 off the bat for an RBI single. And then I had to wear a stem.
Does it hurt when you run?
Oh, dude, it hurts to breathe.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, were you like, you made contact and then was part of you almost like, oh, now we're running the first, would almost have rather maybe taken a walk? Were you like in your head like, oh, this is fantastic. Now I'm running first.
Honestly, you want the unfiltered version of this?
I mean, might as well.
I went, I as soon as I swung, I yelled, fuck. And then I ran down the line and I go, I go, this shit hurts, but I go, damn, I got the job done. That's like what my thought was. And then
hey, under any circumstances, get the guy in.
Yeah. I might have yelled fuck while I swung. Like there's a chance there. I got to go back and look at the tape.
I was umping. You're out of here. We're not taking that.
Good times, man. But then we drove 8 hours back to Frederick that night, and it was the most miserable bus ride I have experienced because every bump in the road, every move, the OB was just barking. So it's an oblique strain, technically. Missed 6 or so weeks, 6, 7 weeks. They ain't no joke, man. They ain't no joke. Or maybe I'm just a.
How many weeks did you miss?
6.
All right. I was just wondering. It sound went out. I just didn't know if you said something.
Talking shit?
I wasn't talking shit. I don't think you understand what I'm asking.
I don't.
You said 6, 7 weeks. I said, how many weeks? If we're going to go viral for the kids, we might as well. I'm giving you content. And you're just, all right.
Well, if you were going to do it, then you had to do the 6, 7. You were going to have to do it.
I didn't know. I decided not to. Not to.
Yeah, now you got people talking about this. You got people talking about the hey, you know what, Zach? Come here.
This is
enough. And you know what? Before
retiring from 6, 7, I got on the 6, 7 cam at Marshall, and that's when it peaked, and I need to go.
Okay. Well, hey, before we wrap up this stream, let's talk about the other stream real quickly. AutoStream Car Care Center. Appreciate them. They got 10 locations over in Maryland. And right now, you can get $50 off when you mention Ryan Ripken or the Ryan Ripken Show. Got an issue with your car, whatever it is, go there. Say that Ryan Ripken sent you. $50 off. Now, you can't combine previous offers, but they are there to help you. And I got to be honest, they are fantastic people to work with. If you don't believe me, check all the reviews. There's thousands of people that agree. So AutoStream Car Care Center, appreciate you. Now from one stream back to this stream. Zach, you got a friend over there now?
Yeah. Does he have a name? I do think we do need to do the Rhino Hearn thing.
Put the Bro Hearn on him?
Yeah, we need the Bro Hearn just for that. I think we do that.
I would. Gavin Sheets, it could have been Gavin, but
maybe come on the show. He's been on once.
He just comes on and wants to roast me. You know what? Guilty. I owe him a call. I owe him a visit. So that's on me. Don't tell him I say that, but that's on me.
I won't.
Okay. Includes everybody else in here. Are we missing any other things? I mean, I know do we really talk about Tucker at this point?
No, we have enough. And like us sitting here, if he would have signed or there would have been some breaking thing about it or like talked about, but them just saying they think he could sign today, I don't think. Well, it's 5:00 here, 5:00 somewhere. So maybe it happens tonight and you're going to be back.
Bernie the Bear could be Bernie.
Turning Bernie. Oh, I think that, Bernie.
Turning Bernie. Ooh.
Turning Bernie.
Well, Zach, I think we're good. But tomorrow, just to let you know about what we have cooking, we are going to be cooking up some more guests. We had Ryan O'Hearn, Josh Berman earlier with the Next Network. Tomorrow, Ian O'Connor, who's been right on everything with the John Harbaugh situation on The Athletic or with The Athletic. That's where we're going to talk tomorrow. And we'll talk a little bit more extensively about what are the next options here with the Ravens and with the Baltimore Orioles. So, Zach, final words.
Not on a graphic, but auto bet tonight. Every game that Gonzaga plays, I take their first half, the total first half over 74.5 tonight. It's an auto bet for me. So there's your non-official Volley's bet, but
Volley's bet.
If you ever see Gonzaga is playing, they play Saturday as well, and you're watching the game in the first half, just know I'm rooting very hard for points. That's it.
Well, let's see if you can help out all the people that tell you, and we appreciate our friends up at Hollywood Casino Charlestown Races in West Virginia. Not too bad.
Pow.
All right, let's pow on out of here. As always, here on the Ryan Ripken Show, we appreciate each and every one of you. Have a day, have a night, have a great stinking rest of your Thursday. Come back and join us tomorrow because we got a brand new edition of the Ryan Ripken Show live right here on YouTube, X, and Facebook.